The entire world watches in complete horror as the chosen one, the one who should save all lands from the coming terrors, is literally shrinking before our very eyes. The most powerful elders, the bravest warriors, and the wisest oracles have never witnessed anything like this in all the millennia of recorded history. The hero, who should be growing in power and wisdom, is regressing through time, becoming younger with each rising sun. And the sacred scrolls of destiny don't mention a single word about this terrifying possibility. If you want to understand what's really happening behind the scenes of the prophecy and what secrets have been hidden by the ancient guardians, subscribe to the channel, hit that like button, and comment below if you already suspected that the Chosen One could defy even time itself. But what you're about to discover goes beyond anything the ancient legends dared to imagine. For centuries, no millennia, entire civilizations built temples, formed armies, and shaped entire destinies based on one absolute truth. The emergence of the Chosen One would mark the end of an era of darkness and the beginning of a golden age. The northern oracles sang of his arrival. The guardians of the eternal library preserved every prophetic word, and the supreme mages dedicated their entire lives studying the cosmic signs that would announce his awakening. But no one, absolutely no one, was prepared for what happened when the hero finally manifested to the world. The original prophecy, carved into mystical stones over 3,000 years ago by the first seers, described in precise detail the rise of the Savior. He would be born under the double eclipse, carry the marks of destiny on his hands, and grow in power until becoming invincible against the dark forces threatening to consume all existence. The text spoke of how his strength would increase with each battle, how his wisdom would flourish with every challenge overcome, and how his magic would become more powerful than all mages combined. But never, in any scroll, in any prophetic vision, in any oracular dream, was the possibility of temporal regression mentioned. And then the unthinkable happened. The moment the Chosen One turned 25 years old, exactly when he should reach the peak of his powers, according to the scriptures, something extraordinary and terrifying began to occur. Witnesses report that first, it was the hair that changed color, returning to the more vibrant tone of youth. Then the expression lines that were beginning to form simply disappeared overnight. But what truly shocked observers was when they realized his stature was gradually diminishing, as if time itself was being unwound in his body. The members of the Council of Sages entered total panic when confronted with this impossible reality. Grandmaster Aldrich, who had dedicated 60 years of his life studying the prophecies, was found in his office completely catatonic, clutching the sacred scrolls and repeatedly murmuring that this could not be happening. Supreme Oracle Seraphina, known for her precise visions that never failed in 5 decades of service, entered a deep trance for 3 consecutive days, desperately trying to find some explanation in the spiritual realms for this inexplicable phenomenon. But the truth is much darker than any of them could imagine. Can you visualize what this means for the destiny of all known realms? The hero who should lead armies against the legions of darkness now appears to be 18 years old and is visibly becoming younger each week that passes. How can a teenager carry the weight of saving the entire world? How can someone who's losing years, instead of gaining experience, face the ancient evil that has been growing stronger for millennia? The impact on the kingdoms has been absolutely devastating. In the Eastern Territories, 3 major rebellions broke out when news of the Chosen One's regression reached the common people. Citizens who had sacrificed everything, sold their possessions, and sent their sons to war based on faith in the prophecy, now demand answers that no one can provide. The Golden Kingdom's treasury, emptied to fund the prophesied war against darkness, faces complete bankruptcy as allies withdraw their support, questioning whether they're backing a child instead of a savior. But wait, because what happened next will completely shock you. The mysterious Order of Temporal Guardians, a secret society that hadn't been seen for over 8 centuries, suddenly emerged from the shadows with claims that they knew this would happen. According to their forbidden texts, hidden in the deepest vaults beneath the Crystal Mountains, the Chosen One's youth regression isn't a curse or divine punishment, but rather the first sign of something far more terrifying approaching our world. These ancient guardians speak of the paradox of infinite cycles, a cosmic phenomenon where time itself becomes unstable when reality faces an existential threat so great that even the fundamental laws of existence begin to break down. They claim the Chosen One isn't getting younger by accident, but because time is preparing to reset the entire universe to prevent total annihilation. Can you imagine the implications of this revelation for everything we thought we knew about destiny? The most disturbing aspect of this entire situation is how it's affecting the balance of magical forces across all realms. Court wizards report that their spells are becoming unpredictable, ancient artifacts are losing their power, and the very fabric of reality seems to be shifting. The ever-flowing river, which has maintained the same course for thousands of years, suddenly changed direction overnight. Stars are appearing in positions they've never occupied, and the moon phases are occurring completely out of sequence. But here's where things get truly terrifying. The enemies that the Chosen One was supposed to defeat aren't waiting around for him to figure out this temporal anomaly. The Shadow Lords of the Obsidian Fortress have begun mobilizing their armies, taking advantage of the confusion and despair spreading across the allied kingdoms. Dark creatures that remained hidden for centuries are now emerging from their lairs, sensing that the prophesied protector might be too young and powerless to stop them. What's even more disturbing is how this regression is affecting not just the Chosen One's physical appearance, but his memories and abilities as well. Eyewitness accounts describe how he's forgetting combat techniques he mastered just months ago, losing access to magical powers he had already awakened, and showing confusion about events from his recent past. It's as if his mind is being rewound along with his body, making him lose everything he gained in his adult years. The Oracle of the Western Winds delivered a particularly chilling prophecy just last week, stating that if the Chosen One continues regressing at this rate, he'll become a helpless child within 6 months and potentially disappear entirely back into non-existence within a year. Imagine the cosmic horror of that possibility. The universe's greatest hope literally vanishing into the void of untime, leaving all reality defenseless against the approaching darkness. Religious leaders across all faiths are experiencing a crisis of belief unlike anything in recorded history. The high priests of the Solar Temple declared 3 days of fasting and prayer, seeking divine intervention to understand whether the gods themselves have abandoned their creation. Meanwhile, the druids of the ancient grove claim their sacred trees are withering, as if nature itself is losing hope in the face of this unprecedented cosmic disruption. But perhaps the most shocking revelation comes from the keepers of the Akashic records, the mystical archives that contain the memory of all possible futures. They discovered fragments of alternate prophecies, written in languages so ancient they predate human civilization, suggesting that the Chosen One's regression might not be unique. These texts hint at previous cycles, where similar heroes faced the same temporal curse, and the outcomes, well, let's just say they don't inspire confidence in our current situation. The political ramifications are equally catastrophic. The alliance of 5 kingdoms, united for the first time in history to support the Chosen One's mission, is fracturing before our eyes. King Alderon of the Northern Realm has already withdrawn his armies, claiming he won't waste his soldiers' lives following a child into battle against cosmic evil. Queen Morwen of the Sea Kingdom has gone even further, suggesting that perhaps the real Chosen One hasn't been found yet. And this youth regression proves they've been following a false prophet all along. What makes this situation even more mysterious is how the phenomenon seems to be accelerating. Initially, the Chosen One was aging backwards at a rate of approximately 1 year per month. But recent observations suggest the process is speeding up dramatically. In just the past 2 weeks, witnesses claim he's gone from appearing 18 years old to looking barely 16, and some swear they can see the changes happening almost daily now. The most terrifying question remains unanswered. What happens when he becomes too young to even understand his destiny? Will the cosmic forces that chose him simply select a new candidate? Or is this regression an irreversible countdown to universal doom? The ancient texts speak of a point of no return, a temporal threshold beyond which reality itself begins to unravel. And many scholars fear we're approaching that catastrophic moment with each passing day. Some desperate theorists suggest that the Chosen One's regression might be intentional, a cosmic strategy to reset his power, level and approach the coming battle with a completely fresh perspective, unburdened by the limitations and fears that come with adult experience. But even the most optimistic interpretations can't explain why the prophecies would omit such a crucial detail, or how a child could possibly wield the power necessary to save existence itself. The signs in the natural world continue to multiply and intensify. Farmers report crops growing backwards into seeds, then disappearing entirely. Animals are behaving erratically, with some species seeming to forget their instinctual behaviors completely. Even more disturbing, there are reports of elderly people in remote villages beginning to show signs of age regression similar to the Chosen One, suggesting this temporal disturbance might be spreading beyond its original target. As we watch this unprecedented crisis unfold, one question haunts every mind: is the Chosen One's regression the key to saving us all, or the first sign that our reality is already doomed? The countdown continues, and with each day that passes, our supposed savior becomes younger, more vulnerable, and potentially less capable of fulfilling the destiny that billions are counting on. What do you think is really happening to the Chosen One? Is this temporal regression part of some greater cosmic plan, or are we witnessing the collapse of prophecy itself? Leave your theories in the comments below, and don't forget to subscribe for more shocking revelations about the mysteries surrounding our world's fate.